And happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to CROSSOUT. Happy birthday to you. Woo, all right. Yeah, happy birthday, CROSSOUT. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It's CROSSOUT's birthday! It's CROSSOUT Day in the Wasteland. There's free stuff. Rewards everywhere. It's a crafting event. The crafting event is huge. But my favorite part is the profits. The gold, silver, and gold. We're going to talk about all of that today. So let's get right into it. All right, guys, so what are we getting for CROSSOUT Day over the next 12 days for completing the daily challenges for CROSSOUT Day? Let's take a look at those and look at how it might affect the market a little bit. Rare item of your choice. So that could drive down the prices of some of these items. They're higher item, maybe like the growl cabin and things like that. The blueprint storage, I'm really excited for that. I need a bunch of those. I'm hoping that because of this free event, there will be a lot of people that will have blueprint storages that'll probably sell them and drive down the price as that becomes unlockable. And then if we look at the armored car that we get at the very end, this is kind of cool. I noticed that they threw in the camber wheels. And the camber wheels are part of crafting Omni wheels. So I'm really hoping also that it either drives down the price of the camber wheels more, or it drives down the price of Omnis, because I need a few more of those, and they're actually quite profitable if you can craft them. So yeah, if the camber wheels start to come down in price, that'll make it cheaper to craft Omnis, and if they stay high in price, then, you know, less resources to craft, higher profit to sell would be great. So that is a nice benefit of this battle pass. The event to do is pretty cool. It's a free for all. You can queue up with 4 people. They give you pre-assembled builds. It's not really my cup of tea. I'd prefer using my own builds for it, but it is pretty cool to kind of honor players throughout CROSSOUT and their builds and to use those in battle. So looking at the fusion event, this is what has really kind of driven the market into absolute panic and madness. And I feel like this is like CROSSOUT's halftime event for the year. So I'm just going to touch on a few of these. The Scorpion right now, absolutely going for an insane amount of coin since the event released. Insane. It went from 48 now to 49. And it was hovering around 46, 47, 45 for a while. If we look at the 2-week scope, it has spiked a little bit, but there it was around 44. So we're not going to see the Scorpion come down in price for a little bit. And the reason being is because of Levy Wars, I would say 100%. Every Leviathan is using these. Everyone wants them for their Leviathan. So the people that have it are going to fuse it if they can for their Levy. So if you aren't going to fuse a Scorpion and you have it and can sell it for a ridiculous amount right now, I would definitely put the stamp on selling that. What these relics have done also is driven the price of uranium up pretty considerable amount over the past 24 hours. There was a pretty large spike. Actually sold 100 stack yesterday of uranium last night when it first spiked for the 64.99 price range there. So uranium is spiking now because of this fusion event and because of the new relic coming out. Will the uranium prices come down after the relic is released? That is yet to be seen. I would put a stamp on selling uranium for the high if you can for 64 plus 68, you know, on console. I'd be curious to know in the comments below how this is affecting the PC market. It looks like a lot of people are jumping on the Mastodons right now with the new buff coming up. Since the event launched last night, there's a little spike in the Mastodon price. They are maintaining steady. The low bid now is, or the buy orders has what's really jumped up, I think, since this fusion event. So we can see 2 weeks ago, 39, 39. They're relatively cheap. If you got Mastodons when they were 38 or so, now would be a great time to sell Mastodons if you are not planning on fusing them. Now, another side effect of this event is you may find that the items that go into crafting some of the more popular fusible items during this event are going to jump in price. For example, if we go to the Mastodon and we look at the Nidhogg, we'll actually see a pretty good spike in cost. Last night when the event launched, it was going for roughly 3,600 coin, and now it is up to 4,400 coin, and it could go higher for this event. So these are some things you might expect to happen. If you're looking for these items, like the Nidhogg and things like that, you might want to wait till after the event to grab them. But right now, if you have them and you bought them for cheap, it's probably a great time to sell. Want to touch on the crickets have absolutely been jumping in price, I guess, since the launch of, or the news of the relic, they started jumping in price. But even the past 24 hours, there was some huge spikes in the buy and sell orders there. I picked these crickets up maybe 2 weeks ago for $2.99, and they are almost double what I paid for them. I have 6. I'm probably going to be one to fuse them, unfortunately, so I'm not going to be able to profit too much. I'm actually going to have to grind a lot of raids. The Aegis, I believe, this might be the first time an Aegis has been part of a fusion event, so this is kind of huge news, right? This has been jumping in price over the past 2 weeks, with a spike happening last night and then a drop. I am on the fence, my friends. I purchased it for 48. I could easily make my coin back or make a 500 coin profit on the 2 that I have, but I think I might fuse it for Levy. I don't know. It's debatable. It's going to suck my coin away. You guys, if it's not sucking your coin away, should profit. Be great. And real quick, if you guys haven't heard the news, I launched a website called CraftOut.net. It is a crafting calculator for mainly console players to evaluate the cost to craft an item versus the cost to buy an item. You put in the cost of the resources in there, the item you want to craft, and what the item goes for, and it will tell you the difference to buy it versus craft it. Really handy feature. It requires a ton of JavaScripting, so I'm only up to engineering in rare parts for what you can do the math on. And I have finally launched a Patreon. If you'd like to support this project or support what I do on YouTube, you can click the Patreon link, where I will be posting different news updates, different benefits for members as well that I'll be launching in the future. And I'd like to know your opinions on what I can include for Patreon members. And unfortunately, YouTube does not give me anything for ads. CrossOut does not give me anything. I do this purely because I enjoy CrossOut. I enjoy helping the community. So any support I get from you guys is greatly appreciated. Thank you. And what all the fusion event is doing is driving the price of plastic up hardcore on the console. There was a huge spike in plastic last night, up to 97 coin if you were able to sell it. It was just going like hot cakes. So right now, plastic, you're going to see a spike in plastic over the next few weeks. There's not really much going on in the realm of scrap, copper, and wires at the moment. See what's going on in the realm of the batteries and the electronics, since you can fuse some legendaries. Looks like there has been a slight spike in the price of batteries right there. Launch of the event, batteries skyrocketed there. And this could be the calm before the storm, guys, right before the new battle pass comes out. Or I think it's just halftime to suck us dry before the winter mayhem events and the holiday events come around. Another 90 coin. That was a huge spike in the price of batteries. So batteries might be another one if you guys are grinding out batteries during this event and aren't going to be using them. Oh, electronics is up a lot. Electronics might be another hot ticket item. I'm a little bit late to the party, like looking at this stuff, so I have to go back. Yeah, I have to go back, but There's a spike in electronics from 9 coin to 13, and even the buy orders have driven up. So normally I know most of us are accustomed to getting the Pathfinder crate for profits. I would highly recommend, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention to the badge exchange rates over the next 2 weeks. And if you can wait for this week, probably a good exchange for batteries. I would look out for plastic being a good deal, hopefully next week or the last kind of final day of the event, if it doesn't roll over before another badge exchange reset. But hopefully, I think we should get 2 more exchange cycles before it resets. So I think right now, batteries, if you have the badges, is a decent exchange rate, at least on console. I'd love to know in the comments below. PC and Xbox. This is PlayStation. So if I go up to the cost of a Pathfinder crate at 3,000 badges, I will get roughly 1,700 batteries. It's definitely more than the Pathfinder crate this week. So for PlayStation batteries this week, ladies and gentlemen, look out for electronics or plastic the following week or the next week. If you're looking for that this week, I would exchange for batteries. No, so quick recommendation, if you guys are grinding out raids and you have the time, the resource to fuel ratio is the best for frontier defense, especially if you're using things like retchers or crickets. I found were really nice the other day when I used them in certain raids. I could score high on frontier defense and get a lot of resources. If you're looking for a resource that or a raid that does not take a tremendous amount of time but earns a medium payout, my recommendation would definitely be perimeter breach for, you know, copper or plastic, whatever, if you don't have the time for frontier defense or if it's not available while you're playing. And then, of course, if you're looking just for badges and you just want to knock out raids as fast as possible, Steel Cradle pays really terribly, but it is a raid that you are able to knock out in minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. Generally, you should be able to knock out a Steel Cradle, especially if you get a group together. So that's my recommendation. If you guys are doing raids over the next 2 weeks, grinding out raids, definitely look at those 3 raids to be your main bread and butter. I appreciate you guys watching. I think that's all I have for you guys. Make that coin, sell that plastic, sell that uranium, earn them resources, fuse all those things. Let me know in the comments below, like, what you fuse, what you're gonna fuse. Are you just gonna be selling your resources? PC, Xbox, if you are listening, you know, I'd like to know, has the market affected your has the market been affected in the same way for you guys? Let me know as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.